am 82 years old, and I am about to tell you the loneliest marriage story you will ever hear. This is not someone else's story, it is mine. My marriage didn't end with shouting or slammed doors. It ended in silence. And the worst part, I didn't even notice. It was dying. I am sitting right now at a small dining table. There are two chairs. One is mine, worn down, the cushion flat, from years of eating alone. The other chair is still pulled out, exactly the way she left it. There's dust on it now. No one has sat there in years. No one ever will again. The only sounds in this kitchen are a ticking clock and the quiet clink of my fork against a plate of reheated food. Everything feels empty, forgettable, because the only person who made this house feel alive is gone. And she didn't leave because I was cruel. She left because I was absent. I was sitting right across from her, and I was completely, unforgivably absent. When I was young, I believed something with absolute certainty. I believed being a good husband meant being a good provider, working hard, earning money, building security. That was the lie. That was the foundation, and it was rotten from the start. But I didn't see it, or maybe I chose not to. I worked long hours, 70-hour weeks. I told myself, I'm doing this for us. I would come home late, loosen my tie, kiss her on the forehead, without even looking at her, and go straight to the television. She would be in the kitchen, the whole house filled with the smell of something. She spent an hour cooking, and I would take my plate and eat it in front of a screen. She would ask me, "How was your day?" And I would say, "Fine." Just one word, fine. At first, she tried again. She said, "No, really, tell me." But I would shrug. Nothing worth talking about. So she tried another way. She told me about her day. Something funny, something small, something real. And I nodded without hearing a single word. What I didn't understand was this. Every time I shut her down, I was training her, teaching her that caring about me was pointless, that trying to connect was a waste of energy. She was smart, very smart, so she learned quickly. First, she stopped asking twice. Then she stopped asking once. And finally, she stopped asking at all. And I thought that was peace. I thought, this is a mature marriage. No arguments, no noise, just calm. But that wasn't peace. That was a slow death. She used to laugh, a big, warm laugh that filled the whole house. I could hear it from upstairs. That sound faded over the years, like a radio losing signal, until one day it was gone. And all that was left was the television, filling the silence we were too afraid to face. I told myself I gave her everything, a home, security, stability, but I didn't. I gave her everything except myself, my attention, my presence, my time. And that was the only thing she ever wanted. Then came a Tuesday, not a special day, not a holiday, just an ordinary night. But that night, everything ended. I walked in, and something felt different. The air was warm. The smell, garlic, rosemary, my favorite meal. She hadn't made it in over a year. The table was set, real plates, candles. She was sitting there, wearing that blue blouse, the one from our anniversary. For a moment, I noticed she looked beautiful. And then I took out my phone. She looked at me and said 4 words, "Tell me something real." That was it. No anger, no tears, just a door opened one last time. And I failed. I mumbled something about work, didn't look up, ate quickly, didn't taste the food, didn't feel the moment. I wasn't there. And then she placed her fork down, gently, so quietly, but that sound, it still echoes in my head. That was the moment everything ended. She stood up, cleared my plate, blew out the candles, one, then the other. The room went dim. She walked away and closed the door. No words, no drama, just an ending. I didn't know that was her last attempt. I didn't know she was already letting go. I sat there, finished my phone scroll, turned on the TV like nothing happened. But something had died, and I didn't even notice. Now I sit here, same table, same chair, every night. Sometimes I talk to that empty chair. The words come easily now, but there is no one left to hear them. So listen to me. If someone is still sitting across from you, if someone is still asking, "How was your day?" don't wait. Don't delay. Don't say later, because later turns into never. Love doesn't die from fights. It dies in silence, in small ignored moments, in eyes that never look up from a screen. And one day, you will look up, and the chair across from you will be empty forever.